Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's Claytano, and today we're going to be talking about how to build a Cleave Arena offense and what are the components of a Cleave Arena offense, how it works, when it's useful, and basically everything there is to know about a Cleave Arena offense. So the reason why I'm doing this video is because I've gotten a lot of people in my live Twitch streams talking about basic things like what is a cleave, how do I build it, can I replace certain monsters, and yes, the answer is yes. And I want to answer that for all of the YouTube viewers out there as well watching this video. So if this video does help you out in any single way, definitely go ahead and leave a like. Also, the main thing is hit that subscribe button because there's going to be more educational videos coming out very shortly. So I hope you guys enjoy those. But the first thing that you want to think of for a Cleave Arena offense is that you're going to be cleaving them. I mean, I don't know how to say it, but imagine just an axe and then slicing through the entire arena defense, okay? That's what I want you to picture. So this is what it consists of. It's going to consist of a Tiana. Okay, if you don't have Tiana, there's other options that you can use, such as Triton, you can use Soha, you can use any sort of buff removing monster. Any sort of buff, if it has an AoE buff removal skill on it, you can absolutely use it. Okay, that's the main thing. One, okay, that's your first main component. Buff removal. Okay, any type of stripper, doesn't even matter. Any type. Okay, I know there's gonna be comments. Can I use this monster? Does it have an AoE buff stripping skill on it? Yes, it does. Okay, you can use it. All right, the next thing it's going to consist of is an AoE Defense Breaking monster. Okay, there's a ton of them. There are 3-star AoE Defense Breaking monsters. There's a couple of different 4-star AoE Defense Breaking monsters. The personal favorite is going to be Galleon. Just like the buff stripper, personal favorite is going to be Tiana. Personal favorite is going to be Galleon. Okay, you can use any one that you want. Any defense breaker, as long as it's AoE, you can use it, okay? Certain ones are better, of course, and they give you a higher success rate, but Galleon is definitely the best because it also gives yourself an attack power boost, which helps you deal more damage in most cases, depending on who your nukers are. Which leads me to the next two components for the Arena Cleave offense. It's going to consist of 2 AoE nukers, okay? 2 AoE nukers. I personally use Alicia because of her attack power leader skill and also her really high damage AoEs that lets her proc automatically into a secondary AoE. So I'm almost getting 3 AoEs out of 2 monsters every single time. So that alone is super valuable. And I also use Zeros before my Alicia because it needs to reset the skills that my Alicia is going to kill. So say there's a Samath, or say there's a Freya, or any monster like even a Praha that has a heal ability. Any monster that has a threat to me, I want to make sure that I am killing it or resetting the skills first with my Zeros before my Alicia goes. So to kind of recap again, the next 2 components is going to be 2 arena area of effect AoE or area of effect cleaving monsters. Okay, 2 AoE damage dealing monsters. I use Alicia Zeros. You can use any AoE damage dealing monsters out there in the game. Again, it does not matter who. If they deal damage, if they are AoE, you can use it. I promise. There are some that are better than others. There's some that aren't as good as others, obviously. My personal favorite, Alicia and Zeros. Now, the goal behind this is that you are basically making sure that your turn order is as tight as possible. And what I mean by turn order being as tight as possible is that you have Tiana here that's going to go before everybody. The reason why she wants to go before everybody is because she wants to be able to remove the buffs or the immunity or the will, invincibility, anything that's going to get in the way of your Galleon and your 2 AoE damage dealers. Okay, so you're going to have your buff stripper go first, clear the way for everybody else. You're going to go right into your AoE defense breaking monster, and then you're going to go straight into your 2 damage dealers. The turn order for your damage dealers is less important if you don't have a Zeros or maybe a Samat that's going to be resetting abilities. But you always want to make sure that if there's one monster that does a little bit less damage, do that one first, because you have a less of a chance to get cut in between with Nemesis procs from the other team if they have like a Nemesis Praha or a Nemesis monster that's going to cut in between your 2 damage dealers. And by cutting in between, that means that your Zeros goes, they cut in between, say the Praha heals up, and then you can't do enough damage with your Alicia following up to kill the rest of the team. So that's a really, really, mainly, it's something that you have to be really careful of when using a Cleave component or a Cleave composition, because that's the only reason why you would really lose, unless you miss some of your defense breaks from your Galleon or you miss some of your buff removals from your buff stripper monster. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to test it out here real quick and kind of talk to you guys through it along the way. So we got the components, we got the turn order. The speed, you need to also make sure that the speed is as close as possible. Okay, the speed needs to be as close as possible. The reason why it needs to be as close as possible is because the closer it is, it doesn't have to be perfect, but the closer they are together, the less of a chance you have to get cut in between. Again, that's the main thing that's going to be stopping you from winning arena offenses with a Cleave arena offense if you get cut. That's horrible. It's bad news bears. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be the reason why you hate using arena cleaves, and it's the only real thing that you have to be worried about, and that's 100% on your runes or the Nemesis proccing. So be careful on those. If you have a monster like Tiana that's going to be increasing your attack gauge, you can make it a little bit faster, but you don't have to be super fast. Just make sure it's not too fast, because you don't want to be over 30% more speed than you have on your other monsters, because it's only going to be increasing your attack bar by 30%. Also, if you have a Triton, I would say just keep those as close as possible, because even though he reduces the attack bar of the opponents, it's still not going to be enough, and it's not reliable enough to really count on every single time you're using this arena offense hundreds of times a day. Okay, maybe not hundreds of times a day, but during arena rush hour, you want to make sure that everything is as tight as possible. Okay, now moving on to runes. I don't really care what runes you have on your monsters. It doesn't really matter, but you need to make sure of a couple of things. Okay, there's a few things that you need to make sure of. So on all 4 of your monsters, you need to have will runes on them. Hands down. If you don't have will runes to put on your monsters, farm some Necro. If you can't farm Necro, farm DB10. Farm whatever you can till you can get to Necro, till you can get the will runes to put on your monsters, because it absolutely has to have will runes. Otherwise, this arena offense will not work. 100%, it will not work. Okay, so you got the will runes. Good? Cool. The next thing you want to do is make sure you have 1 shield set on any monster. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Pick one. I would say try to use it on your buff stripper, because you don't need as many stats on your buff stripper as you need on your other monsters, so use better runes on them. But if you can use more shield sets, the better, because they do stack. They do stack. Let's talk about the reason why you want to use will runes. Well, say for instance, this team that I'm fighting against here. Say for instance, the Village goes first. It outspeeds me, and then it buffs up the attack bar of the Rakan. The Rakan then goes and provokes my Tiana. And then what am I going to do? Tiana's provoked. I can't remove the will runes or the immunity that Village just put up. And my Alicia, my Galleon, and my Zeros are useless because I can't get the defense break in. And they're not going to do enough damage to kill him. And they're going to come back and take out my entire team before I can get my combo off. It's as easy as that. Okay? So will runes are a must. Why do you say to use shield runes? Well, because if you happen to get outsped, if they don't have a, say they don't have a buff stripper on their team and you get outsped, if one of your monsters dies, it's game over. it's game over. If one of your monsters dies, it's game over, okay? There's a couple things that you can come back from, like say one of your damage dealers dies. If you have enough left in the tank, get lucky with maybe a couple of violent procs like I have on my Zeros, you could potentially come back. But really, if one of your damage dealing monsters dies, it's game over, okay? So the shield runes help protect those damage dealing monsters. Sometimes I even used to sacrifice attack substats to make my damage dealers tankier so they can take a couple Theomars hits. They can take a couple, just any hits from any monster before dying. And it heightened my chance of success with Arena Cleave offenses, okay? And I use this type of offense to achieve rank 3 in Arena, so I can guarantee you it works up until the very, very top ranks. It still works to this day, okay? So let's just go ahead and do it. And you guys can see kind of how everything plays out. This defense should be pretty easy to handle. The only thing that could happen is that I miss a lot of my defense breaks. But, okay, so you see, Veligil did outspeed me, and that's fine. My Tiana isn't built on speed. She's built to be with my Cleave Arena offense. So she's built just for this. So there we go. I removed all of the will runes. Again, you can use Soha, you can use Aquila, you can use any monster that has a buff stripping capability. And then there goes my Galleon in next, right after the buff strip. And you can see I landed 3 of the 4 defense breaks. This will happen quite often. It should still be okay enough because you have 2 damage dealers to take out those 3 monsters. If you take out 2 or 3 monsters on the first turn, you're going to have a really high chance of success for this particular match. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use my AoE attack damage dealer now. First one's going to be Zeros. All right, and then my second one following up without any cut in between all 4 of my monsters. Okay, you saw Tiana go first, Galleon go second, Zeros go third, Alicia go fourth, all in a row, no cuts, no other monsters from their team going before one of my monsters. Okay, and now I use Frost Rush. Again, if you don't have an Alicia, you can use any monster, and any monster that has an AoE damage dealer. So say I didn't have an Alicia, say I used a different monster, say I used a Chamomir, or say I used I don't know, any other, say I use a Sigmaris. It would still pretty much have the same effect. I just wouldn't have this second option to go. Okay, I just wouldn't have this second AoE option, which didn't even kill anybody. But I'd still have enough damage left on these 3 monsters to go around the next turn, and I wouldn't have too much threat to worry about from these 2 monsters that stayed alive, and I can finish it off pretty easily. Okay, so that is how you run a Cleave Arena offense. It doesn't have to be fast. It just has to be well protected, and you have to make sure that you're not fighting into certain types of arena offense or arena defenses. So to give you a couple examples of arena defenses you want to stay away from with a Cleave Arena offense, something like this could be a little iffy. So basically what the reasoning why would be that Orion would go first, and then you'd get all of your shield and will runes stripped by Iris's passive. And then the Perna and the Camilla could potentially kill somebody before you ever get your combo off. Something like this would be fine because there's nothing to back up the Juno. Once the Juno goes, there's really no other threat on the arena defense, so this one should be fine. We'll do this last one though, and that'll be pretty much it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys learned a lot from this, and I'll be doing another arena offense type video very shortly. It'll be on how to either bomb arena offense, or it would be how to Lucian, speed Lucian, all the different types of Lucians, and all that good stuff. So definitely, like I said, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. And aside from that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Stay soupy, don't be potatoes. Peace. What's going on, Soup? It's Claytano. Be sure to subscribe for more content every single day. If you missed yesterday's video, you can check it out here and subscribe to my vlog channel for behind the scenes footage of my life. If you want to stay connected with me personally, go ahead and hit me up on any social media platform at Claytano, and I will see you guys tomorrow.